Paul looked at the crowd at this time and said, "Uncles and aunts, please gather here, I will leave first." After finishing speaking, he specifically said to Jacob, "Uncle Wilson, I'm leaving first." Jacob looked at Paul as if he were looking at half of his son, and said kindly, "Go, then go to work." At this time, Boy Yu saw Jacob, and he was surprised and said, "Oh, you are Mr. Wilson, right?" Jacob didn't expect that the well-known Boy Yu, the housekeeper of the Song family, would even know him, so he was surprised and asked, "You? How do you know me?" Boy Yu said respectfully, "Mr. Wilson, let me tell you that Mr. Wade is so kind to the Song family that everyone in the Song family is grateful for Mr. Wade's kindness. Don't dare to forget it. You are Mr. Wade's father-in-law, how could I don't know you?" Jacob suddenly realized. It turned out to be in the face of his son-in-law Charlie. It's really getting harder and harder for his son-in-law to flicker. It turned out that the Orville, who thought he was fooling, and Solomon White, who fudged him, are also very powerful. He didn't expect that he would fool the Song family, the largest family in Orus Hill. Paul on the side was shocked. He naturally knew that the Mr. Wade that Boy Yu was talking about was Charlie. But he really didn't expect Charlie to be so awesome. Even the head housekeeper of the Song family, Boy Yu, respectfully called him Mr. Wade. And according to what he said, Charlie has great kindness to the entire Song family. Is it the kindness that Charlie can see from looking at feng shui? Thinking of this, he felt that Charlie's image was a bit more mysterious. When he thought that he would come to his company to see feng shui this afternoon, he wanted to see if he could take the opportunity to learn some in-depth information about him. Boy Yu said respectfully to Jacob at this time, "Mr. Wilson, I didn't expect you to be at this table today. In that case, I will serve you at this table today. If you have any needs, you can directly order certainly." Jacob's classmates were shocked. Many of them were natives of Orus Hill. Everyone knew how strong the Song family was, so no one thought that Jacob would have this kind of face. Xie Wenru was also shocked. He couldn't figure out why Boy Yu, who was dismissive of himself, was so polite to Jacob. He inquired about Jacob's situation before, but he is nothing more than a fallen household man. The Wilson family has long been dying, and it is basically cold now. Jacob must have no capital himself, nothing more than an old rag. However, why does Uncle Boy Yu have to respect him, this old rag? Is it just because of his son-in-law called Mr. Wade? Thinking of this, Xie Wenru was curious about Jacob's son-in-law. So, he asked a classmate next to him in a low voice, "Who is Jacob's son-in-law?" Xie Wenru, who was quite disdainful of Jacob just now, was a little more jealous of him at this moment. In any case, his son-in-law can make Boy Yu so caring and respectful, which proves that Jacob is more important than himself in Boy Yu's eyes. He asked his old classmates about the background of Jacob's son-in-law, who happened to have attended the last class reunion, so he smiled and said, "The son-in-law of Jacob seems to be a vagrant. It is said that he is a full-time worker at home." "Mr. Wade, what exactly does he do? We really don't know." Xie Wenru is in business after all and has seen the world. From Boy Yu's attitude alone, he realized that he must never underestimate Jacob's son-in-law. Maybe the other party is still a very big person, otherwise it would be impossible for Boy Yu to be so respectful. This also made him feel worried, fearing after ridiculing Jacob just now. Aside from other things, just with Boy Yu's respectful attitude, it can be seen that if he is really torn apart with Jacob, Boy Yu will definitely not be against him. Therefore, he looked at Jacob with some fear, hesitated for a moment, and said, "Jacob, I was so embarrassed just now." They were all angry words made in anger. Don't take it to your heart. Everyone is old classmate. It's just a matter of just saying a few words. What do you think? Jacob knew very well in his heart that Xie Wenru was so arrogant just now, and suddenly became so polite at this moment, and even took the initiative to apologize to him. It must be because Boy Yu's attitude made him realize that he was not so easy to mess with. He didn't want to just give up with Xie Wenru, but Mei Qing also said at this time, "Jacob, both are classmates. Don't mention the unpleasantness just now." Jacob nodded and said to Xie Wenru, "Since Mei Qing has spoken, I won't mention it anymore. I am a person who does not offend others and I not like being offended. If you do not continue to trouble me, of course I will not put my foot on your tail." If someone talked to Xie Wenru like this, he would have exploded. But at this time, he dared not clamor with Jacob anymore. After all, this is in the Song family's territory, and Boyu has such respect for Jacob. If he really makes trouble, he must be finished. Therefore, he can only say in an utter anger, "Jacob, you have a lot of respect. I will definitely toast you later." Other students also noticed the change in Xie Wenru's attitude. Everyone knew that Xie Wenru was a little jealous of Jacob.